everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I am going to show you how to create basic charts in Microsoft Excel. You know, the essence of creating charts is for you to visualize and communicate insights from your data to your team members or your stakeholders. I'll also show you how to move these charts to completely new sheets still in this workbook, and most importantly, share those charts to your Word document where you are creating your sales report or your PowerPoint presentation so you can present seamlessly. So we'll get started right away. Right here, I have the quarterly sales summary for 2019 and this quarterly sales is gotten from this other data. So the first chart we are going to insert is a line chart. In order to do that, I'll just select I'll select the entire data that I want, including with the headers, and click on Insert tab. Under the Insert tab, we have the Charts group. So I'm going to select here to see a drop down of the different line charts that are available. I'm going to choose a 2D line chart, and this is the first chart that we've created. Once you insert a chart like this, you'll see these three icons. We have the chart elements, the chart styles, and the chart filters that you can use to format your chart. So right now, I want to switch these rows to column. If you notice, my quarters are actually on the column while the customer names are on the rows. That is why this chart is showing. I want the quarterly sales trend for each customer. So what I can do is to click on chart design, and under data, I'm going to select switch row to column. So you see that our quarter is now being used on the horizontal axis while the customer names are being used as legend. They represent the different lines that you see here. So I can click on this chart elements to remove the grid lines from this chart. And another thing I can do, I will just go to the filter icon and unselect all the series and choose only one, which is YT Restaurant. Then I'll click apply. After clicking apply, this is how our line chart is being displayed. So I can come back to the chart element icon and remove the legend. Then I can equally add data labels to this line chart. The next thing I'll do is to edit the axis. So I can double click on this chart to bring out the format chart area. Under the format chart area, we have chart options. So I will click on it and select vertical value axis. Under this vertical value axis, I'll just click on this icon and then click to expand the axis options. Under the axis option, I want to increase the unit by 60,000. So this is just telling Excel to increase my vertical axis by 60,000. If you look here, we have a negative value right here. Not just a negative value, is a minus sign, but we don't want that. We want our axis to start from 0. So what I can do is to come back to the axis option, come to expand the number, and under the number, I'm going to select currency as my category, and I'm going to remove the decimal places. I don't want decimal places on my chart, so I'm going to remove the decimal places by typing 0 and pressing enter. So once I'm done with that, you see that our chart has been formatted to show the way we actually want it to show. So that is it for the first chart. The second one I want to create is the column chart. So I can do the same thing, select the data including with the headers, then click on Insert tab. Then I'll come over to the chart group and select the column chart. So I'm going to use the first 2D clustered column chart, and this is the chart. The only thing I'm going to do here is just to change the axis. I'm going to double click on the axis for it to open the axis option quickly for me. Then I'll click this icon and click to expand the axis option. Then I'm also going to increase the measure unit by 60,000. So, and I'll also do the same thing to remove the minus sign that is showing on this axis. I'm going to change the category to currency, and I'm going to type 0 to remove the decimal places. I press enter. So this is our column chart. So right here in this column chart, you can right click on this chart title to create a name for your column chart. So we want to name this chart quarterly sales by customers. Then I can just use the chart element over here to remove the grid line. Then another thing about the column chart or any other chart that you're creating is that if you want to remove any data point from your chart, just come, once you click on the chart, just come to where your data is being highlighted. Then you place your cursor by that data. You see that it has changed to the autofill sign. I can click to drag and remove Q4 from this data. So you now see we have 3 quarters here. If I keep on dragging back, it's going to remove the 3rd quarter. But since I want all the quarters to show, I'm just going to select all of them, and our quarterly sales is showing. Instead of inserting a new chart, you can always remove or add to your chart. So that is it for our column chart. The next chart I am going to create now is a pie chart. So I will just select all the customers' name and select the total. Since we want to look at their percentage contribution, then I'll click on insert tab and then select the chart. So here I want to use the 3D pie. I'm going to select the 3D pie chart and I'll bring it over here. So I can quickly click on this chart title to change the title of my chart. So the name of this chart is percentage sales contribution by customers. So another thing we can do to format this chart quickly is to select this chart and select chart design tab. Under chart design tab, there are several chart styles that you can use to format your chart right now, but I want to use quick layout. So quick layout, we have what we call chart layout over here. I'm going to select the quick layout. So this gives you a quick layout of how you might want your chart to be instead of having to format them individually. So what I will do is you can just hover on all the layouts so you can choose the one that you want for your chart. I want to use this particular layout for this chart. So this is how my chart is going to look like for now. So we're done creating our basic chart. What I want to show you now is how to move this chart to another sheet. In order to do that, just right click on the chart, and on this flyout menu you scroll down to where you have move chart and you select it. So I want to move this chart to a new sheet. I'm going to select new sheet. I might just give it a name, line chart. So you can give it the same name as your chart title so that you can easily open it, but I'm just going to give it chart title for now. And you see that this chart has been moved to a completely new sheet, but the data it is referencing is in another sheet. If I come back to this sheet now, you see that the line chart is no longer here. I'm going to do the same thing for our column chart. I'm going to select move chart. I'm going to move it to a new chart entirely. So I'll call this chart column chart. And click OK. So this is our column chart. Then I'll also do the same thing for our pie chart. Right click and select move chart. I want to move it to a new sheet. So I'm going to select new sheet. Then I'll say pie chart. So I have moved all our charts to new sheets now, while the data they are referencing is actually on a different sheet. After moving the chart, another thing we're going to do is to share this chart to our Word document where we are creating our sales report and also our PowerPoint presentation. So I'm going to select this chart and I can click on Home tab and use the copy option here because we're going to use the copy and paste option to do this. Or I can use the keyboard shortcut, which is Ctrl+C, and once I press Ctrl+C, I'll go over to my Word document, which I'm creating a report, and over here I'm just going to right click. So once you right click, you see that you have 5 paste options that you can choose from. The first one is going to use destination theme and just embed the workbook. So the destination theme is just that this is the theme that is currently being used by this Microsoft Word document at this moment. Then the next one is we want to keep source formatting and embed workbook. You can choose that. The next one is use destination theme and link data. The fourth option is you can keep the source formatting and link data back to Excel. Then the fifth one is a picture. This means that it's going to take a snapshot of that chart and just insert it here for you. But for now, I want to use the fourth option, which is keep source formatting and link data. So once you insert your chart here in your Word document, if you select this chart, you can still see the three icons that you can use to format this chart. So let's do similar thing for our PowerPoint presentation. Then I'll show you how it's going to link to the workbook. So first we'll go back to our workbook, and I'll go over to the pie chart because I want to select the pie chart. I'm going to do Ctrl C, and I'll go over to my PowerPoint presentation. Then I'll right click. Since I already know the different paste options that I have, I'll just come to the fourth option and keep source formatting and link data. So I just want to readjust this chart over here. So right now, this is our chart. We've shared it to our PowerPoint presentation. Since I use the fourth option, keep source formatting and link data, you can see that promo has the least percentage sales, which is 4%. If I change anything in my workbook, it is going to reflect here in your presentation. So what I can do is come back to the workbook and go over to the sales summary data. So over here in promo, we're going to change one of the quarterly sales. Let me change for Q2. So let's add 50,000 to promo for Q2. So once I add 50,000 to promo for Q2, if I come over to this sheet, this pie chart sheet, you see that promo has changed to 5%. And what is more interesting is that if you come back to your PowerPoint presentation, the changes is reflecting here, which is promo now has 5%. So this is how you can create basic chart in Excel and also visualize and communicate it to your team members or your stakeholders, so you can have a quick understanding of your business insight. Okay, so thank you so much guys for watching this video. If you're interested in using this workbook to practice along, I'm going to attach the link in the description box. And if you want to see more videos like this in this channel, please hit the subscribe button. Thank you so much.